Stormwatch updates are brought to you by Burger King, reminding island residents to keep informed and stay safe. IT&E, connections that matter. KFC, it's finger licking good. And SPPC 76 Circle K, take it easy.
Half a day, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. You're watching KUAM News Weekend Edition. Thanks for joining us. While we continue to keep an eye on the developing weather, Jason Salas has the latest on Tropical Storm Sinlaku.
Half a day, everybody. Jason Salas here. Jenna Gamindi Blas is here again for our Sunday evening update with Typhoon Sinlaku out on the water. Jenna, as of 5 p.m., depending when you're watching this, Guam will be in condition of readiness level 2. Generally speaking, what does that mean for our island way of life, and which organizations will not be operating?
Yeah, so at condition of readiness 2, although it will be Sunday evening, at condition of readiness 2, the government of Guam offices are typically closed, and they remain closed all the way up until condition of readiness 4. Similarly, with the schools, we haven't received official update regarding the Catholic schools, but we are looking out for information regarding non-aligned schools with Department of Education. But typically, that is also closed at condition of readiness 2 all the way up until Core 4.
Oh, okay. And then as far as public shelters, should they open, typically it's GDOE schools and then maybe some of the village gyms and everything like that. That information will be on your social media, ours as well. And you can consult like any of the information sources to see exactly where in your village you can go if you need to seek shelter.
Right, that's correct. The Joint Information Center will be issuing information regarding which shelters will be open, what to bring, what are the rules, what's required for when you go there. All of that information is also available on ghs.guam.gov. The Joint Information Center releases will all be posted there as well.
Okay, excellent. Now, I know our friends over at the Guam Solid Waste Authority were saying that when we do go into Core 2, they would be suspending the trash pickup services, of course, that normally happen on Sunday and Monday. Do you have any idea about their operations? And then we'll talk about possibly how we as islanders should, secure those receptacles.
So the latest update that we received is they're looking at Sunday, Monday closure, but with the latest the latest weather update that we received from National Weather Service kind of puts us in the time frame where we're looking at some of those damaging winds to last beyond that. So I would just say stay tuned with the latest update from the Joint Information Center. As soon as we receive that from Guam Solid Waste, we'd be issuing that information as well.
Absolutely, hardworking folks over there at GSWA, no doubt there. Jenna, but that being the case, those receptacles are such a wonderful thing because they open so easily. So for homeowners, we can really put trash in there easily. At the same time, under really windy conditions, they open really easily. So what can we as neighbors and everything do to make sure that, like trash isn't flying all over the place?
Yeah, so not only trash or receptacles, anything that can become airborne. If you have something that's around your home, you want to make sure that it's tied down really tightly, making sure that it's heavily secured, and that includes receptacles. You just want to make sure that you have everything properly stored and properly secured.
Okay, and then one of the notifications that came out from your partners at Joint Region Marianas was they were telling military dependents and their families to plan for around maybe like 7 days worth of food because GovGuam now operates with the condition of readiness system in lockstep with the military. How many days should we prepare as far as getting canned soup, water, bread, and things like that?
Yeah, so the Joint Information Center advised the community to make sure that they have enough supplies, at least 7 days worth of food. And the reason why we really take into account the distance that we have from our closest resources. We are an island community, so we want to make sure that the individual, the home, the families are as prepared as they can be. In the event the worst case scenario happened, at the very least, the home and the steadfast would be secured for those 7 to 10 days.
Excellent. And then Jenna, final thing, probably second only to do we have school tomorrow is expectant mothers need to know that if they are along in their pregnancy, do they need to go to the hospital? And then what about elective surgeries?
Sure. So the Guam Memorial Hospital did implement their preparedness measures to ensure the continuity of their patient care and safety. They did provide information for the Joint Information Center that upon declaration of Core 2 this evening at 5 p.m., they will accept pregnant mothers who are 36 weeks or more, or high-risk pregnant mothers who are 24 weeks or more. If you have any questions about that, you can also consult with your healthcare provider. And expectant mothers are advised to bring certain items, and all of that information can be found in the Joint Information Center release. They've also, they will continue to maintain essential hospital services, including 24/7 emergency operations and inpatient care.
All right, Jenna Bloss, thank you much.
Thank you.
On Saturday, lawmakers went into emergency session at the request of Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. She and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio are thanking the Guam legislature following the unanimous passage of emergency response funding ahead of Typhoon Sinlaku. During the special session, lawmakers approved a $25 million appropriation from the general fund to support critical response and recovery efforts, including food, water, shelter, medical services, infrastructure stabilization, and direct aid for impacted residents. The measure also ensures immediate funding for Guam's mayors, allowing village leaders to respond quickly to urgent community-level needs. Governor Leon Guerrero says the funding is about making sure that Guam is ready before the storm hits so recovery can begin immediately once conditions improve. Lawmakers chiming in during session.
We are all aware that there have been storm-related planning meetings since Monday. For sure, since Thursday, there have been more regular meetings between the Office of the Governor, the National Weather Service, Joint Region Marianas, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and all emergency support function leads, to include our mayors.
They're the 24/7 responders to everything that happens in their villages, and every mayor who serves today and those who have served before have always answered the call, regardless, Mr. Chair, of what the hour is.
This money is going to be pushed out as quickly as possible where it is needed in those front lines, and I want to thank all of our frontliners who are working overnight, tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night to make sure that the people of Guam are safe.
I'm glad that we got this bill going through. It gives the administration the opportunity to start preparing and pre-positioning equipment, personnel, so that when the storm comes, immediate action can be taken.
Senators were in session for 6 hours and made several amendments to the bill before voting 13-0 to pass the amended version. Senators Shelley Calvo and Jesse Lujan were excused from voting. And while Lieutenant Governor emphasized the importance of strengthening response efforts at every level, especially within neighborhoods. Upon reviewing, the governor has signed legislation appropriating up to $25 million to support Guam's response to Typhoon Sinlaku. The measure, now Public Law 38-124. And let's check in with our KUAM news team, who are out and about seeing how everyone is preparing for Sinlaku. One place where the final prep rush was clear, the Home Depot. Our Matsuki Hirayama reports long lines and empty shelves as residents scramble to get what they need before conditions worsen. For Robert of Chalanpago, flooding is the biggest concern. With sandbags gone, he's turning to Plan B.
We're going to go ahead and get bedding stone and maybe put down a towel and then bedding stone over it, prevent seepage coming through my sliding glass door.
And he has this message for the community.
Stay safe, guys. Yeah, maybe get your water. Remove all your hoses from your hose bibs so it doesn't rip out the your water line, your hose bib, and cause a big leak. Fill up your tubs with water.
Others like Josh from Jigo says this storm is hitting too close to home.
The last time our trailer fell because we weren't really prepared, because we really think that it wasn't that strong enough. But right now we're really preparing, getting it protected, and then safe as we can.
With food and water stocked, he says they're as ready as they can be, but still bracing for what's ahead.
I would recommend be thinking about preparing for your house first, your family, and then think about the essentials that you need for the, pass for the next 2 months, maybe, just like more. Then always stay safe. Always think about that.
As time runs out, officials continue to urge residents, finish preparations now and stay indoors once conditions deteriorate. The final push to prepare is underway as residents across Guam race to secure essentials before conditions worsen. Our Janice Carrasco was in Jigo, where lines for water and supplies continue to grow. At Hafaday Supermarket, shoppers were grabbing last-minute items to protect their homes. Jigo resident Rockland Sona.
Doing a last minute filling up our waters and trying to go around and look for plywood to actually put on our windows.
Others say this time they're not waiting until last minute.
Compared to Mawar, do you feel like you're better prepared this year?
Yes,
taking
I believe so, because last time I was more last minute on preparing and finding stuff.
Also shopping at Hoffaday Supermarket, Alberto Alejo, echoing what many are hoping.
I hope it's not the same as Mumar. I hope it can go somewhere else, not in Guam.
Over at Wellness Water and Ice, residents were seen filling gallons early Sunday, trying to stay ahead of the rush. Officials urged the community, complete preparations now and stay safe as conditions continue to change.
Well, stick around. We have more coming up on Weekend Edition. We have Making Waves with Deina Coffee. You're watching KUAM.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Brewed with purpose and rooted in culture, a Chamorro-owned coffee company is using every cup to uplift heritage, empower community, and pour back into the preservation of island identity. Jonigan Charfers learns more about Deina Coffee.
Brewed with purpose and rooted in culture, one Chamorro-owned coffee cart in Portland is doing more than serving drinks. It's sparking conversations, sharing identity, and pouring pride in every cup. Deina Cruz may be based in Oregon, but her roots run deep, with family ties to Jotnya and a childhood shaped by her Chamorro heritage. She says this business was never just about coffee. It was about purpose and honoring her grandmother.
She meant a lot to me growing up, and I had been roasting coffee for about 6 years, and I realized I didn't really want to start my own coffee business until I had like a really good mission or goals. It's kind of funny starting a coffee business, but it not really thinking too much about the coffee. It's more for our culture. It's because I realize like so many people don't know what Chamorro is. They don't know where Guam is.
Cruz created Deina Coffee as a platform, not just to serve drinks, but to educate, connect, and represent.
I just use it kind of as my platform, my social platform of just driving home of who we are and what we stand for, and that we exist, and we have our own language.
The business, now just a year old, started small with support from family, helping her push through the early challenges.
I started very small, and with the tariffs, there were quite a bit of roasters here in Portland that shut down because of the tariffs. And I just did little bits at a time. And thankfully, my dad likes coffee. So he got me through some hard times.
Today, her coffee cart is gaining traction, drawing in customers curious about the culture behind the cup.
But now I have a little coffee cart that I hang out at, and it's been getting through because a lot of people kind of go like, I know I'm mispronouncing this, but people always tend to say, Chamaru, what's that? I get excited. And I'm like, okay, it's Chamorro, but yeah, I mean, yes, please come on in.
And it's not just the story, it's the flavor. A fan favorite, a homemade Letiza syrup, a sweet blend of cinnamon, vanilla, and custard, inspired by a local classic.
And I'm really proud that I had made a Letiza coffee syrup. So it's cinnamon, vanilla, custard syrup, and thankfully, people who are even from the islands, they tasted in my espresso latte drink, and they're like, oh, it tastes just like Letiza. I'm like, every time a Chamorro person drinks this, I'm always like, please tell me it tastes like Letiza. Like, Every time I'm like just watching, like, please, but I'm very happy and proud of that one, and it's my bestseller regardless of where people are from, and that's the drink that's getting me through. That's paying the bills.
From islanders to visitors traveling from Seattle, her reach is growing, and so is the impact.
I get some regulars, quite a bit. I've gotten quite a bit of people coming in from like Seattle, Washington, to come to the cart, which is crazy. Just because I'm like, why would all the way from there? That's great. But I have regulars, and a lot of people who are just walking by and wondering. I have like half a day on like the windows and things like that, and then other Chamorro people just get excited seeing half a day. They're like, hold up, wait a minute, like let me stop here. But I'm pretty happy because it's actually quite a bit of islanders.
And next, an even bigger dream is brewing. Cruz hopes to open a full-scale Chamorro bakery and cafe, featuring local flavors and collaborating with chef Ed Sablon.
In the next few months, I'm hoping in July, I'm actually opening a full-blown Chamorro bakery cafe with a baker and chef, a Chamorro baker and chef, and to make some fun Chamorro bites and my specialty coffee, and we're opening it together hopefully in July. And it was just, and we're just so excited.
Her message to anyone passing through Portland: come for the coffee, stay for the culture.
Come grab a cup. I mean, I just, always spread that Chamorro love. Come stop by. You don't have to come grab a drink, but, just come celebrate the culture with me.
From Guam roots to a growing platform in the Pacific Northwest, this is more than a business. It's a brewed reminder that culture, identity, and community can travel far, one cup at a time.
Spring is here, and it's blooming with savings at Kmart Guam. Step into the season with fresh styles for the whole family. Tackle your spring to-do list with tools for every project. Get everything you need to be spring ready. Find it all this season at Kmart Guam.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. I got to tell you guys, boys, man, you youngsters have no idea what it was like for me and Coach, like way back when we actually had to make like long distance calls. You guys have no idea how lucky you guys have it with like WhatsApp.
Oh, for real, yeah, it's nice.
Okay, so let's recap the game versus the host nation, Puerto Rico, and everything. Real good outing by you guys. You guys actually held them 0-0 after one half and everything. So kind of break down. Maybe Coach, we'll start with you. Like, how satisfied were you with that performance, and what more needs to be done?
Well, the first half definitely showed that our team was able to put out a good fight against the host nation, Puerto Rico, who's actually 45 places ahead of us in the FIFA rankings. So for them to have that fight throughout the entire time, it was really good showing from the entirety as a team. Going into the second half, of course, there's a bit of things that we need to start working on a bit more. And then I think with that one, it really shows that, 45 places does make a big difference. But one thing that we need to be realistic about as well is the opposition and what level that their players are playing at. So I think this is something that we look at as a program as well, and an area for us to improve, but also support our players to how do we get them there to that level as well. So when these competitions do come up against other nations like Puerto Rico, we can compete at that level.
What do you see, Coach, as far as like the position players that we have, whether our wings or our forwards and everything like that? Like, what would you say are our strengths right now, and what do you put the most emphasis on?
I think for like when I know and Kai were mentioning is about having that cohesion, bring everybody together. And I think for us, it's, we think about our culture on Guam. We're very familial. So with that is, how do we come together as a unit? It's not just based off of one position or two positions or a specific area within the team. It's us coming together as a unit to give out our best performance on this one.
Mm-hmm. And I know you always told me every time I interview you, there is something to say about like home field advantage and everything like that. But how much did that weigh into the fact that, like, when the host nation is playing and everybody is, is really high on Puerto Rico right now because, Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl and like everything like that. How was the tempo there, and like what was the energy in that stadium?
First of all, we're blessed to be able to play with an atmosphere like that. This is what we train hard every day for. Of course, there is a factor when we're in Puerto Rico's home turf. They'll have the fans behind them when they're doing good things or not. But as a player, really, it's just about focusing on what we can do on the field and trying to block out the noise.
Mm-hmm. And then Kai, how do you guys rely? You always go back to your training. You go back to the game that you guys have been playing since you were little kids and everything. How do you actually, like, all of you guys like lock in and say, we know what we have to do? Like, let's just go out there and play our game.
Yeah, I mean, we train, so we know the game plan. We know what we got to do to go out and perform. And doing the interfreshing before games is kind of us saying to each other, like, let's go out there and battle.
Okay, and how much does that mean when you guys are saying, like, our interfreshing and everything, and say, like, no matter where we are in the world when we play and everything like that, we know we're going to get the best out of ourselves and we're going to take ourselves to the next level?
It definitely means a lot. Yeah.
Because you guys are hype when you do that.
Yeah, it's the Matao pride, like that's our, when we go back to the culture of Guam, like that's what our warriors would do before they go into battle. And that's exactly what we try to replicate on the pitch is, okay, we're all here together, no matter where we are in the world, because we haven't really been able to play in Guam on our home turf for the last couple of years. So, when we say that, we're coming together and we have one common goal.
Okay. Now, interesting game when you guys had the match against Puerto Rico. Like us, they're in American territory. They're like kind of like a little small island. The next match, you guys are one of our neighbors in the Pacific, and I know you guys are getting up for that game against American Samoa because you know they're looking forward to us too. So let's talk about that game and Coach, how you getting the boys ready?
I mean, going into this competition for this next match against American Samoa, definitely making some adjustments to where we need to improve on. But I think overall, we have a sense of a certain goal as a group, right? We're coming to this competition to come out with a positive result, and it's very important for us because it does affect our FIFA ranking. So from here, we look forward to putting a really great performance tomorrow and get the results for Guam.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, cheap things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase, but if it happens, cheap thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all cheap things. Remembering without saying it, couldn't be more of a cheap thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, an American saving another American's tail. Cheap things. Making a cheap vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a cheap thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a cheap thing. Making adventure affordable? Now that's a cheap thing. So we're bringing you more cheap things this year, because cheap things should be everyone's thing.
I know Vic likes kimchi bowl, so I might grab him one around here. Or two. Okay, maybe just one.
In Myville, brought to you by Pepsi.
Howdy guys, welcome back to another episode of In Myville. Today we strolled up to Jigo and we're stopping by 1+1 Mart. For over 15 years, 1+1 Mart has been a staple convenience and grocery store nestled in the village of Jigo. Specifically, right here at Bumaga Building off Route 1. Built on a mom-and-pop foundation, 1+1 Mart sets itself apart with a focus on giving its patrons a mini mart feel. They have special offers on local vegetables, affordable groceries, and their freshly made pork rinds that continues to serve this community day after day. Alright guys, so I actually just found out that their pork rice is actually what we call chicharron. So I actually want to give it a try. Well, that pretty much wraps up this episode of In My Ville here at 1+1 Mart. They're open every day from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. and you can follow them on Instagram at 1+1 Mart. So if you ever find yourself nearby, stop by, come say hi, and maybe buy some Pepsi. Thank you to the 1+ Mart crew for sharing your story with us, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of In My Ville. Bye.
In My Ville, brought to you by Pepsi.
And now here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutout sent to us on KUAM.com.
Happy birthday to Padme Madrigal, our favorite KUAM Queen and Snowberry friend. You light up a room, Padme. We love you and we wish you many blessings and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day.
Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
Happy birthday to our very own Padme and to everyone out there celebrating tonight. That's going to do it for us here on Weekend Edition. Visit KUAM.com or follow us at KUAM News on social media for the latest news. For now, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. Have a good night.
It's the One Micronesia Show, brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible.
Ali, Mugathin, Hafade Zantiro, Rananim, Kasalili, Lengumo, and Yakwe. Welcome back to another episode of the One Micronesia Show. And for this one, we're keeping it on the court, the Tamuning Mayor's Office, the court here, because a lot has happened on these courts. And a lot of those have definitely helped individuals move on and become great people in their own individual communities. So, to kick off the show, we start off with Coach Sammy Setik. Check it out.
This week on the One Micronesia Show, we step onto the court in Tamuning, where basketball is more than just a game, it's a second chance. For Coach Sammy Setik, the game didn't just shape his skills, it helped shape his life.
Well, I'm going to take it back where, as you can see in the background right here, we're here in Tamuning Gym. This has always been my the city that I grew up in, Tamuning, Tuma, Harmon, so that's why it's called Tatua. And honestly, it's been very young. It gets very emotional for me when I talk about my background, especially where I grew up at and how I was raised. But honestly, I'm just blessed and thankful, and basketball has been very a big blessing for me. It's been a tool that I use for me. I started off here in Tamuning, man. When I was 11 years old, I played for Tamuning Tua. And then from there, I played for Tamuning Typhoons. And just growing up here, we had really no access to anything else, but the gym always had access for us. So it's been here for me, honestly, and basketball's been a big help for me in my life. And just staying off the street, coming here, knowing my peace, knowing my friends here, and just playing basketball here has been very been helpful for me.
Growing up in Tamuning, the court became his refuge, a place that kept him off the streets and away from trouble.
Yes, definitely, honestly, like I said, it definitely truly helped me, just because, I was a bad kid, I was not a kid, and I've been to juvie, and when I was in juvie, that really ripped me apart, just because, being in there was something that I never thought I was gonna be in there. And after I got out of juvie, I came here to Tamuning, did my community service, and from there, the mayor, everybody believed in me and gave me an opportunity to come here in Tamuning and keep playing basketball. And they were able to sponsor me and put me on a baseball team, basketball team here. So like, it made a choice for me, just seeing that basketball, not just basketball, talking about sports in general, man. Like, honestly, it really played a big role in, just because like, if I'm not on the street, where am I at? In the gym. And being in the gym was always the safest part, and that's where I try to help out with these kids here, you know, from Tamuning to anywhere else in the island of Guam, the Micronesian, especially for our people, man. Like, you know, this being different and, you know, put your talent in everything that you work hard for in the gym. And, you know, it's more than just being in the gym. It's honestly like what you do on and off the court, you know, it's your character. And for me, it's been a big blessing just because like I'm able to show the kids what I've done when I was young, from being this person to now being this other person. And it comes with choices, sacrifice, and being disciplined, you know, especially being consistent in what you do in life. And like for me, I would say my biggest thing is just be different, stand out. Don't be part of something that you don't want to, or something that you don't need to. You know, be a leader. You know, you don't have to be a boss. Boss, a leader is different. Being a leader is being there with people. Being a boss is watching people. And for me, I want to be a leader. I want to be a role model to these people out here, to my people, my younger generation, man. Like, hey, you guys need help, we're here to help you guys on and off the court.
From Guam to Arizona and back again, his journey has always centered around one thing: giving the next generation a better path forward.
I moved to Arizona the year of 2016 or 17. I moved out there, and I tried doing something where I felt like I can impact the people out there too as well. And when I was staying out there, I saw same kids that were here in Guam that they have out there too in Arizona. Especially Arizona and Guam is way different, just because like we're minorities more out there, you know. So being out there, going to the park, you know, seeing these young kids and stuff like that, it really made me want to put my love, my passion, and I wanted to start coaching. So I created a club called One Ocean Basketball. Me and my best friend named Coach K from Hawaii. We went ahead and created a club team called One Ocean Basketball. We brought them together. We focus on basically our people, the Hawaiians, the Polynesian, Micronesians, Melanesians, to bring us together as one. That's why we decided to name it One Ocean, because it doesn't matter where we come from, we're together as one.